If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home.
Woke up. I got all the time in the world.
Good morning and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for July the 29th. I can't remember the day, 2020. It's Mom and it's Rasul. This morning,
It is indeed.
Ed's someplace. Maybe Ed will be joining us. He said he'd be here ASAP. I apologize for the late start, but I have the most unstable internet connection this morning. I started trying to get on about 20 minutes ago and went on for a minute and then wouldn't let me stay on, so I finally went in with a proxy, which I don't usually do. I hope that's not an omen. There's a part of me that's saying, it's just a sign you should have decided not to do the stream this morning and should have worked on something else. But no. So how are you today, aside from just waking up?
Well, mostly just waking up. Yeah, it always takes me an hour or 2 or 3 to go from eyes open to awake.
Well, I set my alarm for 5 so that I can sleep in for a few extra minutes.
Yeah, back when I was still working, I usually had my alarm set about 3 hours before I actually need to get up.
Oh.
Just so I could doze for another hour, then slowly get ready to get up for another hour, and then have an hour to actually get up.
I set the alarm for 5, try and get up within like 15 minutes, make my coffee, get washed and dressed, get everything set out by the door. Well, my job is very easy. It's only 15-20 minutes away, but if I want to stream in the morning, I'd have to get everything ready. Otherwise, at about 7:25, it's like, oh, Ed, I've got to sign off right now because I still have to go make breakfast or whatever. And then I'm racing around for the rest of the day, which I hate. Gosh darn it, this is the most unstable internet I've had. This has only been for the last 2 days. I've had very unstable internet, so... Ugh. Works better if I can spell, too. I just noticed that. Sorry about that. I just realized I misspelled a word, so let me go fix that, because it'll drive me crazy if I don't.
Yeah, unstable internet is not enjoyable, not in the least.
No. So yeah, my mornings are fine as long as I'm very organized, so everything's set up right by the door. You know, the keys are there, the wallet's there. My usual reasons for being late to do anything is I've left my keys someplace and I can't remember where they are. So the solution to that was I got a bright pink tribble for a keychain, so you can see that. And then I used to have a black wallet sitting in the bottom of my black briefcase or my black purse or my black backpack. So somebody brought me a tan one, very easy to see. And then I got rid of using the backpack so things don't fall to the bottom. It still isn't great, and it's all set up. It's right there by the door, so I can't forget it. I put my lunch right there.
You could add something that you can remote activate in your triple, so it actually purrs whenever you're looking for it.
Well, that would be fine here, but if I'd been at home and had that, the dogs would be like, oh, I'm going to eat that. Doggies being doggos. I thought I heard an Ed there. Hi, Ed. How are you?
Oh, I'm here. I'm fine.
Oh, good.
I feel adventurous.
Aha. Well, we were going to do Jabberwocky today, so if you're that adventurous, we can do Jabberwocky.
Yes, indeed, we could do.
Rasul, we're playing on our Klingon tunes, going slowly through the whole story arc.
Yeah, in that case, I'm just here and listening.
Okay. All
Yeah, I
right.
only got a fat
Laid
tune
back
I'm running.
playing is cool sometimes.
I'm sending you an invitation, Captain Cuddles.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and I've got this all loaded up here, so I'm going to launch, and I'm off.
Okay, Gin Jabberwocky.
I was telling Russell that my internet this morning is incredibly unstable, so I had to log in via a proxy. So I can see it in Twitch. I am just really, really not great this morning. So I apologize, folks. Yeah, well, we're 10 days away, 9 days away from the virtual convention. This is not when I want to start having issues. Because if I'm going to have issues, I need to know now so I can move everything home and do it from
By
home.
the way, Mom, you said launching, so I entered the system and now I'm fighting foes you might want to fight too.
Oh, picky. You're Ed, you don't need me.
And sure, but I don't want to take all the fun from you.
Oh, I'm here now.
By the way, what's your people's thought on the Red Angel suit?
Needs a little bit deep view. Sample it adds its powers to train number 1, but only if some of the if those powers he would if those slots are already used. For example, if you just have a slotted use the 1 and 2 for weapons and have otherwise an empty tray 1, the tray stays empty though the suit can more. So I filled tray 1 with a triple to cuddle, with a Karema to call, and even a pet to fill, and suddenly I got more oomph from the suit up to the free hyper spray, the free shield battery. So fill your tray 1 with stuff, be it useful or not, to get the suit to its full power if you want to have it.
Now that's interesting.
Really bungled that up that badly?
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
It's just a little bit, it wants attention in a way. Oh, pressing Magic Ball. Magic Ball says no.
Which magic ball?
Gambling device.
Oh, okay. I have one on a different tune, but not on this one.
Yeah, I'm actually not a fan of that one.
The gambling device?
Yeah,
Why not? Or you are?
because it's too random.
Well, the odds actually are in your favor. It's not. Well, it is random, yes.
I definitely know that the odds on that.
Of course you do.
Wiki
What
is
am I
quite
saying?
detailed on that.
And also, after 30 seconds you can have a new try. And now I have an hour of good luck.
Yeah. There's a couple things in several games that I don't like, not because they're not powerful or don't work really well, but sometimes because they work too well.
Yeah.
And
What has been
yeah,
returned does not belong.
I don't like items that are essentially just a necessity to have because otherwise you're falling behind the curve.
Well, I don't think a gambling device is a necessary to have. It's a nice thing to have. I don't activate it that often.
If you actually look at high-end ground builds, then it is a necessity.
Really?
Yep.
I would be else.
I have to say, as I said, I've got 16 tunes and one gambling device, and that's it.
Oh, even I had a command. That was very cryptic here. That was cool.
Oh, sorry, I have to read on the Mirror Universe, my bad. I know. Is there an accolade for reading them all?
I think this.
Well, we'll have to do that another day. Ready to beam up, Ed?
Yep.
Go. Yeah,
At least I remember getting one related to that.
I can't remember if I did or not. I haven't been playing as much as I used to just because of doing all the convention stuff. But after that, I hope to get back to playing just for fun. For a while. I know, fun. Of course, it'll be Ryza. What am I saying? Of course I'll be playing for fun. Duh. I love Ryza.
I've never actually done Ryza.
You've never done Ryza?
No, I've pre-ordered the game, but I've never done Ryza.
Huh. It's fun. It's... I won't say it's mindless, but it is a good vacation. It's just fun stuff.
Especially now they changed the event. Progress to pick anything you like, get the progress rather than do that task for progress, and everything else is supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Just pick your favorite thing and enjoy.
I will say it's never an issue to hit the dailies on Ryza, because I'm always doing one of them.
I mean, even in the winter event, daily progress was not an issue at all.
Yeah.
It was what? Do 2 things and then you're done?
Yep. I'm not that interested in the ship per se. I mean, certainly I'll get it, but I just enjoy the events for the sake of the events.
There is a portal to bombard with something. I'm heading towards it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
I'm on my way down there. That battle takes you up and above it, so...
Yeah.
I am bombarding it.
Will the Ryza ship have any trade that is reasonably good?
According to the EPG DPS people, the trade is awesome.
I am Captain.
Yeah, I thought as much. I actually haven't read up on which trade it is, but they're currently overpowering EPG a little bit. Or at least boosting it a bit.
If you log into the game from the loading screen, they've got the link to what's up with the ship. But I don't know how much detail it gives.
Oh, what fun! I was really growing rather bored before you showed up. I apologize for the state of my troops. They've grown rather complacent. I shall have to provide a demonstration. Our next order comes. I won't make the same mistake next time.
Lita started her career as Big Evil on a Chimera version.
Warped Bajor. So, as I was saying yesterday, I was really surprised when I sat down and looked at the demo record of the sequence. It looks like, trashy Vegas when you beam down, but it's really not. There's only like 3 or 4 neon signs.
Well, I just had a weird idea to make up my a picture that is not there,
Okay.
and to create to create one of those vacation cards
From Bajor?
from Beta. Yeah.
Very nice.
So it combines Mirror Beta and I think it will be combined 4 pictures into one.
Sweet.
That is my basic idea. Now another idea I have to follow up, but there are way too many things currently. I need fees.
I need just a few more days without work and without driving back and forth on my days off. Oh, please let me be able to load. So, Russell, I don't know if I've told you this, but I moved away from home permanently, maybe. Maybe temporarily, maybe permanently. But I'm still driving home on the weekends to visit the hubs and the doggos. So the days that I'm not doing streaming and not working, I'm driving 200 miles. Oh, please don't let me post this. Okay, so yeah. There's not a lot of downtime anymore. Due in large part to the fact that it's really nice weather. Once the weather turns crummy, I will not do this every day. Well, I'll do this every day, but I won't be driving back and forth every weekend.
Yeah, I wouldn't be willing to do it anyways. Way too lazy.
Gul Kardec was right. You are formidable, but pitifully predictable. Terran forces attack the invaders! I want them alive.
Besides, distances here in Germany tend to be somewhat smaller than those in the US.
Yes, definitely. Well, we live in adjacent states, and two biggest cities next to each other are Indianapolis and Chicago. That's just shy of 200 miles apart. And then my school where I go to study, which is temporarily closed, is another 150 miles each way. So that's my Monday morning drive, but that's temporarily done. My instructor's son got exposed to COVID, so they're on a 2-week quarantine between classes. Fortunately, they don't think he's actually contracted it, just got exposed. But playing it safe.
Yeah. Trying to convert the distances here in Germany to miles. Yeah, it's about 900 miles from me to the 900 to 1,000 kilometers from me to the top end of Germany.
Really?
And I'm basically living at the other end.
I didn't realize it was that big. That's a huge country.
1,000 kilometers is not that big.
Oh, that's 600 miles, yeah. That's good size.
Yeah, but compared to the US, it's kind of tiny.
This is true, but, it's bigger than my state. My former state.
Yeah, but my entire country with multiple states is about as big as one of your states.
Okay, yeah, well.
Area-wise, but population-wise, we are 1/4 of the US.
Yeah.
So, it all matter of proper computing to get on the bright side of the equation.
You're just more efficient at using the space you got.
Yeah, we tend to spread out all over the place.
By the way, avoiding Nevada is highly efficient.
Avoiding Nevada?
Yeah, all the desert stuff.
Well, we got a lot of desert stuff. I mean, there's Arizona, there's Nevada, a fair amount of California.
Thank you. The orb.
That wasn't much of a fight. Oh, hold on, we got. Did you capture him?
I used the pet and.
I used the pad. I'm going to capture him. There we go.
Ah,
Listen, do you want to go put the orb
you
on?
got your puddle of a founder. Yes.
I have my puddle of goo. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at Jabberwocky. There is the dancer. There's 1 sign, 2 signs, 3 signs. There's another one back there, 4
It
signs.
looks more like a regular downtown area.
Yeah. Well, the first time I looked at it, I'm like, ooh, Vegas. And then, no, not really.
I mean, if I go downtown here in Karlsruhe, it might got way more than that.
Yeah. Harold says it takes 12 hours to drive across Texas from the eastern border to El Paso. Very true. Texas is big. I guess maybe we both have to use the orb. Well, heck, Harold, if you want to get really picky, it's taken me 12 hours to go from Gary, Indiana to Chicago. And that's 90 miles, not even 90 miles. But the traffic is unbelievable. If you want to go from Michigan or Indiana to Illinois or Wisconsin, so in other words, you're going to travel on the south side of the lake, there's only one expressway, and all the traffic funnels onto and off that expressway for about a 15-mile section filled with lots of truckers. And it gets bad.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I've been driving that for years because my family's from southern Michigan, and most of them are still there. But we moved to Chicago, so it's this 90-mile trip that can take anything from an hour and a half to... Yeah, way longer. There are times when it's actually shorter to bicycle.
Congratulations, Captain.
And they do have a train that goes to one town, but then they don't have rental cars in that town, so unless you're going there, or you have somebody coming to meet you.
Yeah, I'm quite heavy on traffic network.
Well, I will say...
That's definitely one of the things you got right.
Yeah. Yeah, this whole loop under the city thing, or under the lake thing, is a pain. We do have, however, ferries. If you want to drive to, not the middle of Wisconsin, but just north of Milwaukee, you can put your car on the ferry, and from spring till fall, it drives, or will take your car and you, a bunch of other cars across to the other side, faster than you can drive it. And it's rather pleasant, and the thing's never sunk, so, good news all around.
Well, here in Germany, you can put your car on a tram, then essentially have that drive you around. Though that's not that common. Or we have a couple rivers that you can put your car on a boat of sorts and then follow the river.
When I was in Switzerland, we had to go through a couple of mountain passes and got to put your car on the train and then go underneath a mountain, and that's very freaky. Good morning, Mr. Dave.
Again.
Hi, I figured it was you again. I finished that one up, so if you're ready, we could go ahead and probably do the factory, and I think does the factory wind up this arc?
Now have beam up the ship, do the report, and then I'm ready for the next. Yeah.
Okay. That would be hailing the factory, so I've already accepted that. I think we got time to do that before I head out. I'm going to transwarp over there.
By the way,
Yes.
a couple days ago, when last we talked, I gave you a link to an engineer build. Did you have a chance to check it out?
I think I did. I want to say I did. I can't remember because my brain's bad. My brain is old. I will have to look. I want to say yes, I did look at it.
I think you looked at it,
Mhm.
but you said you wanted to actually try it.
Right. No, I haven't tried anything. I will start actually having a life again on August the 10th. So with the convention, every few spare minutes I've got have been working on trying to get some of this stuff done, so I'm not pulling it all out of my butt on the last moment. Unfortunately, it's one of those... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just DM'd you the link, so you got a bookmark more or less.
Thank you. Yeah, I have quite a few little projects to do once this gets done. And, of course, DT's bugging me to put together my jellyfish, so I have to get that finished.
You still haven't?
Yeah, no. I decided to take another job. Then, while I was doing that, I got a sort of job offer here in Indiana, so took a different job here in Indiana, so I'm commuting back and forth almost twice a week, doing interviews, getting an apartment, blah, 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 blah. Life kind of got hectic.
It's a jellyfish.
I know it's a jellyfish. So I do it right. It was a jellyfish that was a gift. It's going to be done right. I know what I want it to be, but we got to experiment. And once it's nice and I'm pretty and it's happy, or it's happy and I'm pretty, one of those two, then I will unveil it.
It's pretty and you're happy?
Yeah, that too. It works. Those are cool little toys you're throwing at him, Ed.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. poor ships. They just keep disappearing.
I think you shooting them has something to do with that.
More likely, Ed shooting has something to do with that. I'm just along for the
I
ride
mean,
here.
the two of you. But yeah. Yeah, I really should sit down and actually write that shipbuilding guide. that I
Yes.
want to write.
Yes, you should.
Because I regularly find that there's a couple basic concepts that more or less apply to every single build, with slight variations, and a lot of people simply are not aware of them.
This is very true, and it's probably the first conversation we have with a lot of new players. Is how do I make a good build? Well,
I mean, the basics is you have one cooldown reduction of sorts, either the Photonic Officer, or if you can afford it and have the Doffs for it, then the Aux to Bed. Unless you, of course, go Science, then Aux to Bed is out of the window. Ideally Photonic Officer 2, but if you can't make it a Photonic Officer 2, then a 1 and a lot of cooldown traits can work somewhat.
Maybe there is something that might be of interest for you. Rasul. Message. I'll give you the link of one of my writings.
Yeah, sure. The second bit would then be to have the 3 as default abilities that are constantly cycling. Well, 4 abilities that are constantly cycling. A tactical team, if you have a slot to spare for that. Then, it's John?
Yeah, yes, so...
Yeah, I tend to
German as
write,
you.
yeah, I tend to write guides in English so they reach more people.
yes, definitely a good idea.
Yeah. Well, as I said, the second one would be the tactical team as one ability if you got the tactical slot to spare for that. The Tech Team 1. Then the 2 of the Emergency Power to X abilities, usually Emergency Power to Shields, Emergency Power to Weapons, with the Emergency Power to Shields being as low as possible, and the 1 to Weapons being as high as possible. Alternatively, Emergency Power to Engines instead of to Shields, if you prefer mobility over durability. And then lastly, an auxiliary power to anything. Yeah, usually I'm picking auxiliary to structural integrity. Because that one has a cooldown that's basically as long as its duration. Which means with just one ability you have that effect more or less constantly up. That means with just those abilities you have a tech team running about half the time, which is easily enough. And then you have permanently running the emergency power to shields and the emergency power to weapons, because their cooldown is half as long as their duration, so they can both run permanently.
Okay.
And you have the auxiliary power to structural integrity running constantly, because the duration and its cooldown are identical. That's 4 buffs to your ship that are permanently, more or less permanently active. Where 3 permanent and 1 half the time. And emergency power to weapons 3 is a significant boost to your weapon power output. Let me actually double check how high that boost is. Emergency power to weapons 3 is 40 power and almost 17 bonus energy weapon damage. That's, in my opinion, quite a noticeable boost.
These Alpha Gem Hadar don't understand the proper respect owed to a Vorta.
So you've written this all up someplace?
Nah, that's just from the top of my head.
Oh, but I meant your general guidelines.
I intend to write it up.
You should write it up.
I mean, I did just a couple days ago wrote up that Ground Bridge Officer guide.
Intruders! I'll put up
Well, where were you last night when we were talking bridge officers?
Sleeping
Well,
probably.
Yeah, unfortunately, due to some real life issues, I had to adjust my sleep cycle, so I'm going to bed at 2 a.m., which is exactly when you start streaming, so...
Well, the funny thing is, I was going to bed and I had to work on something that wasn't working out too well because it was way too late.
My mastiff is already running ahead and looking for entertainment.
So I finally got to sleep, and as I did that, Pi was waking up and texting me. So... Yeah,
Yeah, I think you actually looked at the buff guide at some point. But in case you haven't, I just send you the link again.
Thank you. Yeah, I have to finish drowned weapons, ground movement. Where are we going? Come on, there should be a panel here. Why am I not seeing it?
Cause it's here, hidden behind the pillar.
Ah, there it is, yes. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, buffs are so freaking stupid in this game. There's a limited number of things you can do to actually make it work.
Yeah, we kind of came to that conclusion. They have a usefulness, but could be better.
Actually, my buff team can solo elite missions.
Jeez. You sit back and have a cup of
Without me
coffee?
doing anything. So, they can definitely run the story missions on their own without the captain doing a single thing. So, they're not all bad. I actually had them run Hive without me interfering.
Wow. Wow.
On
So,
elite.
yeah, as I said about something once, you get the right character. They set up everything, sit back and have a coffee while everybody else does everything.
Yeah, the fun part is...
commands on, look better while doing that.
The fun part is...
Yes.
It's all mission rewards or cheap stuff.
Well, nothing wrong with that. It's loot. It's loot, you sell the loot.
Yeah, my idea behind it was to essentially give new players something they can use.
Yeah.
And essentially get them through all the content. And if the team can handle a lead on Hive without help, then I'm pretty sure it can handle every other mission on lower difficulties.
Well, Hive's not...
Hive on ground is freaking annoying.
Yeah.
For buffs, especially for buffs. Because all those captain style Herc, there's one infinite number of enemies. And buffs don't focus fire, so yeah. There can be quite a lot of permanently spawning enemies before they actually get around to killing the captain.
Well, sometimes it's just the sheer volume of things you have to fight.
Yep, which is why I really love that build. It absolutely loves large numbers of cannon fodder.
The thing I dislike about it is by the time I get done with this mission like that, a long one where there's tons of it, my thumb hurts from hitting the spacebar.
That's why I actually put it on Q, my ground hotkey.
Really? That's a thought. That is a thought.
I put it on Q so I can use the numbers if I need to fire my weapons manually.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept space for jumping, because sometimes you have to.
Yes. I will say when I've switched between ground and using space for jumping, and I've just been in space using it for fire all weapons, and I get down to the ground and I start just jumping up and down instead of hitting the weapons.
Yeah, it took me a couple days to actually probably get used to it, but now it's quite intuitive. I still have all my fingers left for the WASD.
Mm-hmm.
Q is right next to it, so
Oh,
during
yeah.
combat I can just do that. It works out just fine.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I think the best thing you can do for your buffs is to give them a weapon they can actually use.
So,
They
elucidate?
can't, essentially, they can't use primary fire of their weapon. Treat them as if the primary fire for whichever weapon you give them doesn't exist.
No.
And they can use it, but they use it so freaking rarely, it's essentially not existent. But if you give them a weapon that has a very nice secondary fire mode, say a Romulan flamethrower or the Romulan repeater pistol, that plasma repeater pistol, which essentially use fuel to have a secondary fire mode that is better than the primary, is limited by the fuel. Then suddenly your buffs throw out a volume of fire that you wouldn't believe.
I wasn't aware of that.
They use the secondary fire mode just fine, they just suck with the primary. So just don't give them something that needs the primary fire mode.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to go look at all my weapons again for those guys.
As far as I know, it more or less boils down to the Romulan plasma repeater pistol from that mission,
Yes.
and the various flamethrowers.
I do like the flamethrowers, I just wish the graphics were better on them. I would like a flamethrower that looks like a flamethrower.
Yeah, which one? The movie flamethrowers or the real flamethrowers?
Either one would work. Real flamethrowers are fine.
So basically a thin beam of dripping napalm?
Yeah, exactly. But it works. But what you get, especially with the Romulan one, is like this really weak stream of green gas.
Congratulations on
Not very
destroying the
impressive visually.
That should cripple the Alpha Gem Hadar for the time being. But how can I help you?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Let's see, do we have time to do the new link, Ed, or should we put that off for another day?
I do not know your time constraint.
Well, as always, I have to be out the door at 7:30, and I still have to get partially ready for work, so probably 10 more minutes.
No.
Okay.
We might end up looking for... better not that way.
Okay. Well, in that case, what shall we do for the last 10 minutes here?
Is there TFO we can do quick enough?
Pardon?
Is there TFO we can do quick enough?
Sure.
Say a hive?
I don't... Well, I'm not on this tune. I can take... Give me a second. Do you want to stay fed, or do you want to... Or sorry, do you want to stay KDF, or you want to do fed?
Well, I only got fed, so...
Oh, well, that makes life easy. Ed, you want to jump over and grab a fed tune, and we'll go blow up something?
Yes, I will send Scotchy from at number 1.
Well, that's interesting. I just got the warning. Too many attempts. Try again later.
That indicates fun with the internet.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Or routing or whatever.
You're using a proxy probably because everyone logs in through that proxy.
Yep. I don't usually use the proxy either, so... Let's go back in and try that again.
Yep. I gave a wave in Strike Group chat, Mom, for invitation.
Well, let me log back into the game, so...
Okay, do that first, then I wave again.
Yes, that may be the answer here. What will we do next? Apparently nothing.
Yeah, too many tries actually means close the game client and restart it, cause you will. That's one of those more or less silly things. Retry? No, first close the damn client.
Yeah. STO is a well-optimized game with no bugs.
Yeah.
It's all features, it's no bugs.
Yeah. Label your brick with irony and then start throwing bricks.
Yeah, I think the one performance issue that I'm really annoyed about is the combat lock.
Really?
Yeah, on some machines, it's not universal, but on some machines, if you activate the combat lock, and a lot of abilities are being thrown in a relatively short amount of time.
Yes.
In TFO happens more or less constantly, especially during boss fights and during the heavy fighting. Then the game grinds to a halt. You have like 1 or 2 frames per second, maybe sometimes even 1 or 2 frames per minute.
Yowza. Which tune, Ed? Scotchy, okay.
Scotchy.
And McAllister for you, Rasul?
They're dead not to be turned.
Yep.
Okay, I've sent you. Oops. There we go.
Thank you.
There we go. Yeah, at the same moment I hit yours, tie my shoe. Started something.
Deal with. I'm glad I had someone like you at my
Let me
Ah,
put in some
right.
armor so we can actually do stuff properly.
Ooh. Let me get myself uninjured here. There we go. Let's make sure my ship's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay enough.
Yeah. Probably not a ground TFO then. Would probably take too long.
Yeah. Just
So,
Okay.
just Hive?
Hive works for me. Hive Onslaught, correct?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Oh, I've definitely got to clean these
That's
out.
usually 6 or 7 minutes, maybe
Yep.
8.
With you guys, probably.
Well, I'm still flying my good old dwarf.
Are you guys ready for me to cue this? Because it may take a few minutes to
Yep,
get it
I am.
started.
I'm ready.
Advanced?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Hive Onslaught Advanced. We are queued.
Easy, sorry, normal isn't really
Oh, no.
option, is it?
Elite for me, no. No, I'd get killed and we'd miss our objectives, and no. So advanced works better. So do you guys have flashy green lights? There we go.
I got a Vivu.
And a weeboo.
Indeed.
Okie dokie.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure I will manage that endeavor this this mission. Here, 25,000 shield hit points. I'm a tank.
See. I have
I
just...
think I might manage.
Yeah, maybe. I've been so busy I didn't even do the dailies yesterday. The Cumberbatch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This will hurt. Hopefully it'll only hurt me.
Hopefully it'll hurt the Borg.
I think that's kind of given.
Yeah, their fault. They started it.
This is their home place. We're visiting.
I
We are starting it.
Every drop speaks.
It's never our fault.
Right, you're the Federation. We are never at fault.
Mm-hmm.
Well, someone wandered off into Nirvana. You got them all?
No, I think there's one left. There's a tactical
One
cube left.
cube.
There he is. Okay.
I would say that worked quite well so far.
Well, wait for the feedback pulse.
Yes.
I don't care about the feedback, because I can take more damage.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy
Hi, Queen.
this vessel, and I will claim another.
And there it is.
Did you think you had destroyed?
Yeah.
That was kind of bright.
Eternal! This is not the end.
Ooh.
Yep, I would say that went well.
I should say I'm disappointed that I wasn't demo recording on that one, but it wouldn't have recorded that anyway, so always a problem. Demo record doesn't record the cutscenes. So if you want the cutscenes, then you also have to be recording the game at the same time, but then you get all the gobbledygook that's on your screen. Or in my case, on my screen.
There's actually an app that can remove all the gobbledygook.
Oh, for the 2 seconds of flashy bright light. It's okay, but now I know
There's
what I
an
want
app
to
that
do.
actually removes most of the special effects.
Well, I don't want to remove the special effects. I just want to remove, like, the heads-up display and all that stuff.
Yeah, including the UI.
Ah, that would be nice. That would be nice. Anyway, I'm
I
gonna...
need to double check if it's still valid for the current version of the game, because the last time I checked, it's been a while ago. But, yeah.
Considering how people write code all the time, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's updated it. But that said, I'm going to head out for work, or actually I'm going to go get dressed and head out for work. So gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. For everybody out there who's listening today, Mr. Dave, Harold, whoever else is out there, and didn't say hi in chat, well, meh to you too. Yeah, I think we will have a show tonight. We'll either won't have one tonight or tomorrow, but probably not both. But whatever. Have a great day, guys. Have a great day, people. And thank you both for joining me.
Same to you.
Have a good day, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Have a good day.